So I got to join the band, and as I promised, I get on the phone and I start calling places, and I'm calling nightclubs, I'm calling day clubs, day spas, daycares, anybody who might bring us into play. And it was amazing. Everybody wanted us to come play for them for free. The best paying gig I could find was the Borders bookstore down in Bloomington. Now the bookstore, there were 6 of us in the band, and they would have us come in, and all 6 of us would come in, and we would do a 90-minute concert, and they would pay us $60 in gift certificates. Yeah, for real. And now, I had a dream, and to me, dreams, they're so beautiful when they're sitting on the shelf. And you look at your dreams, and you want that dream to be perfect. And what I've learned is when those dreams meet the real world, sometimes ugly things happen. In my dream, to be a professional musician, to play every amazing club here in Indiana, it was not working. I had that dream, this beautiful dream, and as I tossed it into reality, it shattered everywhere, because nobody would pay us to play. And as I looked at this dream, this broken glass everywhere, and I was so upset, but I realized inside these dreams, when you break them, you get to see what's inside. Some dreams are almost empty. Some dreams surprise you. And as I'm looking in the broken glass, I got to thinking. I was like, why can we not get any gigs in Indiana? There are clubs, and they have bands in, and every band who gets paid to play in Indiana is from out of town. So I put my Indiana phone books away. This was back when we used to use phone books, kids. I went to the library. I photocopied phone books from Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, Oregon, and I started calling clubs way out on the West Coast. And I was like, yeah, we're coming through town. And they hired us with real money. I couldn't believe it. So I approached the band leader and I said, hey, I got us some gigs, paying gigs, in California. So we knew we couldn't take all 6 of us. Several of them had full-time jobs. So the band leader and I, we rehearsed the whole show, just the 2 of us. And we get in the car and we drive out to California, and our professional career begins 2,000 miles away from home. 37 shows in 7 weeks. And at every show, we made just enough money to buy gasoline to get to the next show. We ate out of the back seat, like we would boil potatoes and eat them out of the back seat, straight out of the can as we're driving. We did not stay in a hotel a single night. We would sleep on friends' couches. We had a tent in the trunk in case there was no friend in town. A couple times, we even slept in the car. We get back from this trip, and in those 7 weeks, we got to eat out twice. It was McDonald's both times. We get home, 37 shows in 7 weeks, and I'm like, we had just enough money left over to pay our rent while we were gone. And I'm like, we are cash flow positive. This is awesome. This is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And my friend Kevin's like, I quit, man. And he's done, but I'm already back on the phone booking more shows. I wanna do it. And I have 3 months to do the show by myself. So I get my guitar out, I dust it off, I start trying to play it, I start writing my own songs, I go out there, and wow, was that first tour interesting. But I just kept doing it, I'm traveling around the country doing these little rinky-dink shows, and I'm playing nightclubs and bookstores and libraries and anybody who'll have me. And then in Indianapolis here, I got an agent, and I was calling people in Los Angeles, and I was like, I'll be a movie star, and I'll do this, and I'll do that. And I had everything going on, and nothing was growing, nothing was working. And once again, I realized I had too many dreams. I couldn't make them all happen. So I had to start smashing some of them. I fired my agent. I quit auditioning for movies. I quit trying out for commercials. And I just focused on writing the best songs and playing the best music and engaging people the best I could. And when I picked that one thing, and I put everything behind it. That one thing started to grow. And it went from me playing in bookstores and libraries and nightclubs to me playing in schools for hundreds of people at a time. And then I started playing for the teachers. Administrators started bringing me in to speak to the teachers. And then corporate sponsors started renting out hockey arenas, and they're filling up the hockey arenas and bringing these kids in. I'm like, this is awesome. And after doing this for several years, I moved to this small town and I joined Rotary, and it was so awesome to meet other people who were also running businesses and doing exciting things, and meeting them at lunch and talking and sharing stories. And one day they invited me to speak, and I'd done a lot of research on motivation, and I always looked at my concerts as a way to motivate people, not just a way to entertain people. And that's kind of what made them stand out. And so I came into Rotary and I shared some of this research I'd done on how to engage audiences, how to really inspire them, how to get, whether it's getting the kids going or exciting, charging up the teachers, or just getting people excited at a club. And I presented the research, and here was my thinking, and I was like, maybe I'll get some corporate sponsors from this presentation. And that didn't happen. No, this dream just smashed everywhere because I loved that. Man, a corporate sponsor renting out a hockey arena and busing everybody. That was awesome. So I'm packing up after this presentation, and I'm looking around. Any corporate sponsors? No. Pack up my things, and walks up. Someone I knew in Rotary, and he's the local accountant, runs the CPA firm. And he comes up and he's like, that was amazing motivation research. Would you come and speak to my employees, to all in my accounting firm? And here's what's happening in my head. That's crazy. No way, man. Thaddeus, do not say yes to this. Do not say yes. You know you can't do this. It's totally out of bounds. And as I'm talking myself into saying no, he says, well, we do a retreat every June, this is our budget, and he names a number. And that little voice in my head is like, you do it, man, you do it, you gotta do that. You go out, you can figure it out. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then I get back home and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. So I go, and the next day my phone rang 2 more times, and I got an opportunity to speak at 2 different conferences to business organizations. I had no idea. If you'd have asked me 5 years ago if I would ever be doing this, I would say, no way. But the phone was ringing, and they were asking. So I started working, building a presentation to put it together for people in businesses, to help their employees. And if I can give you one piece of advice, it's just dreams are beautiful. But to make something real happen, you have to smash your dreams.